Today, we are diving into one of the most fundamental concepts in thermodynamics, which is the Carnot cycle. The Carnot cycle was introduced by French physicist Sadi Carnot in 1824, and it remains a cornerstone of thermodynamics. The Carnot cycle is a theoretical thermodynamic cycle that defines the maximum efficiency any heat engine can achieve when operating between two temperatures. The Carnot cycle represents an idealized heat engine where no energy is lost due to the friction or the irreversible process. The Carnot cycle consists four reversible processes, which are isothermal expansion, adiabatic expansion, isothermal compression, and adiabatic compression.
In Carnot cycle, there are four processes. The first process is known as isothermal expansion. In isothermal expansion, the temperature remains constant throughout the process. The thermal energy in this process is externally supplied. Due to this energy, the ideal gas in this system remains expands and pushes the piston upwards. In this process, the volume increases and the pressure decreases, whether the temperature remains constant. Now, the second process in the Carnot cycle is adiabatic expansion. Adiabatic means no heat is transferred between the surrounding and the system. Due to the change in temperature, the ideal gas in the system expands and the piston moves upward. In this process, the volume increases and pressure decreases. The third process in the Carnot cycle is the isothermal compression. So, isothermal compression is a process where the piston moves downward by pushing the gas downward. So, it is compressed. So, ideal gas in this cylinder get compressed by the downward motion of the piston. So, as the temperature remains constant in the isothermal process, the volume decreases and the pressure increases. The fourth process in a Carnot cycle is adiabatic compression. In adiabatic compression, the piston further moves downward so that the gas in the cylinder constantly compressed. This causes the decrease in the volume and the increase in the pressure. As this is the ideal cycle, the efficiency of this cycle is maximum than all other cycles. Thank you.
Now we are looking at PV diagram for Carnot cycle. In this, volume is represented on x-axis and pressure is represented on y-axis. First process 1 to 2 is isothermal expansion. In this, volume is increases and pressure is decreases. Process 2 to 3 is a adiabatic expansion. In this, volume is increases and pressure is decreases. Process 3 to 4 is isothermal compression. In this, volume is decreases and pressure is increases. Now process 4 to 1 is a adiabatic compression. In this, pressure is increases and volume is decreases. Now we are looking at TH diagram for Carnot cycle. In this, entropy is represented on x-axis and temperature is represented on y-axis. Now process 1 to 2 is a isothermal expansion. In this, temperature is constant and entropy is increases. Process 2 to 3 is a adiabatic expansion. In this, temperature is decreases and entropy is constant. Now process 3 to 4 is isothermal compression. In this, temperature is constant and entropy is decreases. Process 4 to 1 is adiabatic compression. In this, temperature is increases and entropy is constant.
So guys, till now we have discussed about the process involved in a Carnot cycle and a PV diagram and TS diagram. Now we are talking about the efficiency derivation of Carnot cycle. So here you can see a PV diagram which is a Carnot cycle, and this is the efficiency equation of a simple engine. So now process 1 to 2 is a isothermal expansion. So Q1 is equal to W. W means integral of P dV. Here we can write that M R T log of V2 upon V1. So how this is comes? So now we will talk about how this comes. So W is equal to, we know that integral of P dV. Here ideal case equation is PV is equal to MRT. If we take volume here in the right side, MRT is equal to MRT upon V. So if we put this in this equation, integral of MRT divided by V dV. So we can take the constant outside, MRT integral of 1 upon V dV. So here integral of 1 upon V, we know that log of V. So here we can write log of V. So if we have to take from process 1 to 2, means V1 to V2. So here we can write limits as V1 and V2. If we put these limits in this equation, so MRT equals to log of V2 minus V1. So we know that log of V2 minus log of V1. We know that this can be written as a division factor. So MRT equals to log of V2 upon V1. So till now we have discussed about the Q1. So now process 2 to 3 is a adiabatic expansion. So adiabatic expansion means that there is no heat transfer between the system and the surrounding. So Q2 will be 0. Also we can here we can see that 4 to 1 is also adiabatic compression. It is also adiabatic. So Q4 is also 0. Process 3 to 4 is isothermal compression. So we can write it as Q2 is equal to, same as this formula, MRT log of V4 upon V. So guys, till now we have seen about the thermal energy between the process 1 to 2 and 3 to 4. So in we can rewrite it as Q1 is equal to MRT1 log of V2 upon V1 and Q2 as MRT2 V2 upon V1. So here the Q2 is between the process 2 to 3, which is out process. So efficiency is equal to, efficiency formula is written here. You can see that 1 upon Q2 upon Q1. Substitute this value in this equation, 1 upon MRT1 log of V2 upon V1 divided by MRT2 log of V2 V4 upon V3. So MRR get cancelled. So here we remain as 1 upon T1 upon T2 log of V2 upon V1 divided by log of V4 upon V3. So guys, now we are talking about the adiabatic expansion equation. So in adiabatic equation, in adiabatic conjunction, that T2 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon V1 raised to gamma minus 1. So this is the adiabatic condition. So we can also write it for T2 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T4 upon T3. So because the temperature in is equal to temperature out in this system, so the T2 upon T1 and the T4 upon T3 is equal. So T3 T2 upon T1 we can also write it as V4 upon V1 raised to gamma minus 1. That means V2 upon V1 is equal to V4 upon V3. So we can see here that V2 upon V1 and V4 upon V3 is equal. So here we can say that these two will get cancelled and it remains 1 minus T2 upon T1.
Start.
So efficiency of the Carnot cycle is 1 minus T2 upon T1. Here T2 is the temperature of an outlet and T1 is the temperature of inlet. This is the efficiency equation derivation. We will now discuss about the quick summary of the Carnot cycle. Till now we have discussed all about the Carnot cycle, that processes involved in the Carnot cycle, the history of Carnot cycle, the PV diagram and TS diagram, and now we have discussed about the efficiency equation of a Carnot cycle. So Carnot cycle is the ideal cycle. It doesn't exist in the real life, but it is a basis of the other cycle. So the other cycle, diesel cycle, petrol cycle, Rankine cycle, Brayton cycle, all cycles are derived from the Carnot cycle. It has maximum efficiency. No other cycle can have this kind of efficiency. So if you like our video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.